All right. 2021. Let's talk water heaters. Let's talk Suburban water heaters in my trailer. So last fall, just before we called it quits for the year, everyone started to complain that the water wasn't working. So packed the trailer away and brought the trailer home and went and dived, started to take a look at what could be the problem. Searched a million videos, and it was so annoying. I couldn't figure out what it was. So got the trailer, put the trailer in the driveway. Thought it was probably the little controller. So on top of your water heater, there's a little beige box. That is the controller. I believe it's mainly for your DC. So the water heater I have is electric and DC. So I'll tell you what I did to fix all this. First thing you want to do is you want to unplug your trailer if it's hooked up to your power at your house or shore power. Then you want to also make sure the battery, it's disconnected. You don't want to get shocked. So now that all the power was off, first thing I did was I drained the water tank. So let me show you what that kind of looks like. So coming around here, there's the water heater. Behind this is a cover for, there's some switches just to reset them. There's your element. This is your solenoid for your gas. This is your gas system. And there's your anode. So in order to empty the water tank, so back here, there's two, you might see them, 1, 2. So point it, right now it's pointed at the tank, meaning water's going into the tank. If it's pointed at the line, then the water's going to go down the line. So you close both those off. And then you can see this is where the power comes in. Blue is the AC power, and it comes to this guy, and then this guy goes into this box, and this box, they give you a little circuit, goes to the switch, a black switch on the outside, there's a relay, and then to your element. The DC, there's this little box right here, and inside of it you can see there's just a little computer chip. I thought that was the problem, so took a look at it, and there was no burn marks on it. I just disconnected. There's just 2 little plugs you could plug out. I took a look at that. Didn't work there. So, and then I tried firing it up and fired up on gas, but it wouldn't fire up on electric. So my suspicion was either the relay. So there's a little switch. One side is for your electric, the other side is for your gas. I thought that may have gone. Open that up. Took a look. That wasn't it. I had a multimeter, checked it with the multimeter. No, that wasn't it. It was all seemed to be working. So I went down in here, and down in here is your electric element. This is your anode. So I opened this guy, took him out, and the anode was really corroded, so went down, got a new one. Emptied all the water out of it, flushed it out. Took this plate off, and in here is a little electric element, and I'll show you what that looks like. Here, let's go back to the desk here, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's the electric element. So you can see it looks something like that. And so if this was the front of your water heater with that black cover, this is all you would see sticking out. And this is the element, and you can see it has some threads on it with there's a rubber gasket right there. And it just threads into your water tank. So what I did was I had a little wrench, and you stick it on the end. Some people, what they do is, I'll show you the one you can get. It's from your local Home Depot. A little wrench that looks something like that. It's got this little hole in it. It's got a rod. and you literally just stick it. It sticks right on the, and then you just twist it out, and this guy spins out, and out she comes. There is two leads on here. There's a white wire and a black wire. They can be interchanged. Doesn't matter. So I had a feeling that this guy was going to be the problem. So I had my multimeter, and so my multimeter. Sorry. So you can see here when it makes that sound, it means that that there's electricity flowing from one of these little testers to the other. These little guys. So when I touch them, you can hear it. So if this was your water tank, let me see if this will do it. Don't know if it's doing it. If you were to connect it to one of the electrodes, oh, let's see, let's connect them. Oh, see, it's not going. But if you were to so you can see that you get electrical flow. So if you were to connect it to both the electrodes, you should hear that. And actually what would happen is on this guy, right now he says 0 load, but if there's a little bit of resistance, let's see if, so you can see there's a little bit of resistance there. So I took the water heater, this is actually before I unscrewed it, and I just put one of the electrodes on one side and one on the other side, and look, I got nothing. So I had a suspicion that my heating element was shot. So what I did is I went online and I ordered a new one. So there's the one that I bought. I have a little 6-gallon tank, and it's made by Suburban. You can actually, I've never done it, but there are ones at Home Depot. They're meant for more your house. They look something like this. They look very similar. You can see the ends look very similar. You may be able to use this, but look at the distance, the size difference. So I don't know what that means, for maybe that impacts the water heater a little bit. And so I spun this guy out, spun the new one back in, rehooked up the black and white electrical lines on these guys, and filled the water tank full again, put my valves back and all the rest. Water got super hot right away. So I knew I had a dead unit, and we can see that because when we touch this thing on one side, and then here's the other on the other side, you can see 0 load. So it means that it's disconnected somewhere on the inside, and it's probably broken or it doesn't work. And this was causing the problems. So this one just came out of my tank this afternoon. The new one that I bought, this one here, looked identical to this one. Identical, same length, same everything. Versus this one at Home Depot, what you can see was a little shorter. Yeah, so once I got it all back together, she was good to go and worked like a charm. I went online, and a lot of people didn't know what ones to buy or what to do, and so I just tried one at online. It was on Amazon. It was like 20 some bucks, and then I also bought this one at Home Depot just in case, because we're going to go camping, and I can always just return this other one. And worked like a charm.